And Congressman Dagook, you want a last comment on rice, Stella?
Well, earlier, Mr. Chair, you
Pati ikaw.
had a statement, Mr. Chair, that
Hindi tayo makaalis-alis.
importers had nothing to do with the high prices of rice. Parang ganon. So, ang comment ko lang po doon sa statement na yon is it's somewhat counterintuitive considering that doon po sa findings namin po ni Chair Mark doon sa onion cartel, yun po ang naging, kumbaga, root cause naman nung onion cartel. Doon nag-umpisa, etc. So, gusto kong malaman from PCC, dahil nung first hearing natin, binigyan natin sila ng homework na
Straight from Oxford. PCC.
nasaan na po ba ang PCC, na kung tinignan na po ba nila, meron na ba
Yes.
silang any action with respect to the rice market.
I think you should get PCC because straight from Oxford, say something. Grabe, kayo very powerful Oxford. Ma'am. Hindi kasi ako, marami sa amin nakakabili ng 37 from importers.
But it's very variable, ha?
No?
There's a big variation. I know. I mean, every time I walk the streets, I check the prices.
Where's Gideon?
Good.
Can you now, then after you, si Admin Gillian, kasi he has to leave. PCC?
Yes, good morning, Chair.
Hindi si Oxford ang pinasalita. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So, so what we've done so far is we've isolated the ports of entries with the highest arrivals of imports,
Okay.
and we're correlating it with the areas with deficiencies. So if we see that the areas with deficiencies are also the places with high imports and the prices are not moving down, so we look into those importers in those areas.
It's not going down.
If it's not going down,
If
then we
it's-
will look into those importers who are having their imports arrive at those ports. But we cannot identify them yet, Chair, because
Sa
still-
madaling salita, Mr. Chair, masyado kasing highfalutin. Doon sa mga lugar na kung saan maraming rice importers, tama ba ako, Attorney Christian, ay ang natuklasan ninyo, ay doon din ang mga presyo ng bigas ay hindi bumababa.
there are some, Mr. Chair, that we have
What-
identified.
Pero in fact, ang dapat, ang expectation
The
natin
expectation
ay
is-
dapat bumababa.
Yes.
Kasi siyempre, pag nag-i-import ka, mas marami ang supply at mas mababa ang presyo.
Yes.
Yun na nga kinatatakutan ng mga magsasaka kasi mababa nga ang presyo ng bigas from other countries.
Yes, Chair.
So,
We're still looking into those areas and the specific importers who are operating in those areas.
so yun po. Kaya, that's the reason for why sinasabi ko, Chair, na pasensya na po ha, medyo. We differ in that opinion.
Kasi miniting ni Secretary lahat ng mga yan sa Bulacan eh. Tapos nagkaroon ng parang understanding that everybody will sell at 37, basically.
Hindi, yun nga po. But so, sana po we cannot, let's just not dismiss hastily
No, I'm not saying.
the,
Wala na akong mapiga eh. So anyway, there is PCC.
let's not hastily dismiss the possibility na merong cartel,
Collusion?
may collusion, may cartel, may magic na nangyayari sa presyo ng bigas at may pagsasabuatan na ang pwedeng involved dyan ay ang mga importers.
Okay, anyway, since Customs is here and they have their principal intellectual here, Jet, can you What's the average price of the importers going through the BOC?
Your Honor, if we are to base it on their declaration, what we computed before was about 36 pesos per kilo. If that's based on their value declaration of 0.5 per kilogram in dollars. So that should be about 36 something, Your Honor.
36 landed cost. So,
Yes, Madam Chair. That's at least based on, that's our computation based on their declared value.
so anyway, ang alam naman natin, and based on yung hearings po namin sa Onion Cartel, hindi ko naman sinasabi na parehong-pareho, but syempre, hindi naman yun base lamang dun sa landed cost. Alam naman natin na it's in the way that they manipulate the stocks. Yun naman po yun. Kasi kung hawak nila napakaraming stocks and at the same time, kapag sila rin ang bumibili ng local production, in which case they're now able to monopolize both local and imported, yun na po, doon na po pumapasok yung pag-manipulate ng pag-release ng stocks doon po sa merkado. And in the end, yun po ang nagdidikta kung anong presyo po sa merkado.
I will not debate you, but imports account for only 22% of the total supply.
Yes, so it has to do with it has
78%.
yes, that's true. But it has to do with if the importing entity is also the one that purchases the local produce, then they now control both local and imported, which was what we found with the Onion Cartel.
Okay, we will keep that.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair,
Mr. Chair,
this additional.
Yes,
Mr.
Pancho.
Mr. Chair, I agree with the Honorable Stella Kimbo, Mr. Chair, na we cannot disregard the participation of importer kung bakit nagkaroon tayo ng price increase. Kasi in the first place, ang transaction nag-start po sa importer natin. Then pasa sa wholesaler, then pasa sa retailer po natin, then pasa sa consumer. So may participation sa kanila talaga na nagkakaroon ng price increase. Pag dineclare nila talaga kung magkano yung expenses nila, yung tracking nila, driver, maintenance, diesel nila, toll gate nila, doon natin makikita na ina-add nila yun unti-unti doon sa mga wholesaler natin.
We
and
will
retailer po
review
natin.
our records because we had spent 3 days with that. And at the end of the day, how can 22% dictate 78%? Then it's not the importer anymore. And then anyway, I don't wanna. It's actually virtually the government inability to intervene, if you will ask me.
Kasi Mr. Chair, yung
Because
importer
the-
ang magdidictate ng price eh.
Di po. In fact, sila they're shifting the supply curve to the right. So therefore, it increases the supply in the market. Ang problema ko nga, baka bumagsak yung presyo.
Eh, kasi
Mr.
Which-
nag-i-import sila
Just
ng
the last
Golden
point.
to sa-
Yun nga po di ba? In theory, tama po yun. Pero yun ang tanong, bakit hindi natin nakakita yung 36 peso rice in the market? Yun ang misteryo. So tama naman, kung yung 36 pesos, landed cost ng importers, bakit hindi po natin nakikita ang 36 peso rice in the market?
Okay.
So yeah, that's the mystery. So,
we will,
something is happening.
I am taking back my,
Yes
that
po.
we discharged them because we couldn't make piga anything anymore from them. Because all of them individually, pinatingnan na natin sa AMLA, ang lahat po ng bank records ng mga importers. So, pinatingnan na rin natin sa BIR. So, para klaro if they are making obscene profits or if not, they're not declaring. So, we'll do an Al Capone. We will catch them where it hurts. So,
No,
we're
no,
doing
yes.
it 2 ways. I couldn't catch them by their declarations here, but we will catch them by AMLA Actually, the AMLA is up the back, but I wouldn't want to make kasi they cannot make public until they have their, and then we have the BIR essentially looking into their filings. So we are doing two-prong, but I don't want to.
No, yes, and that's the reason for why, Mr. Chair, I asked PCC kasi talagang nasa kanila po ang mandato, and I really hope that PCC takes this seriously, and they actually did an excellent job dun sa onion cartel. Ang tanong ko na lang, kailan niyo po ba the decision na finally ang onion cartel case? Because they've completed the investigation, but it is now with the commission for the final decision. PCC, para naman finally
Christian?
maniwala na ang sambayan ng Pilipino sa kakayahan ng PCC sa pag-enforce against cartels. I think to see is to believe, di ba, PCC? Once you've been able to finally make a decision on the onion cartel case, maniniwala na kami na, okay, kaya nyo pala. Kasi without that, ako lang yata ang naniniwala sa inyo.
Di naman.
It's the commission who decides, Chair, but I will remind them, Chair.
Please. And ako, so, Chair, let's just please support the PCC kasi ako ang pagtingin ko talaga.
But they are
Because
also
they do
the
have
one-
the personnel, they have the expertise. Tingin ko talaga sila ang makaka-solve ng rice cartel problem po. Or
But the-
mystery.
But the last time they came up with the report, they said that there is no intertemporal collusion in the rice markets.
That was a
Can you,
that was a different circumstance, Mr. Chair.
But that's quite different from what I heard today.
This one
Yeah.
is different, naman, Chair.
I don't
because we
want to
have
debate
RTL
you.
and-
We're debating on the same guy making the different statement. And it's on paper. And I took them to task because there's the concept of intertemporal price collusion was not considered. Anyway, can we, I don't want to be a
Mr. Chair,
debate. Yes,
Mr. Chair.
that's the last word.
Yes, sir.
Ikaw muna.
Yes, may I yield, Mr. Chair,
Okay, Nick.
first to the Honorable Briones.
Mr. Chair, malinaw na merong hinahanap tayong 7 pesos yung effect noong baba ng 20% tariff. 7 pesos din doon sa baba ng world market price. Hindi natin pwedeng sabihin na walang nagkumita o nagsamantala. Ang problema natin, hindi natin mahanap dahil walang naghahanap. Ang sinasabi ko, Mr. Chair, yung tinanong ko last meeting, nasaan yung enforcement group na dapat ay manggagaling sa National Council? Sinuggest ko sa ating mga agency, ano na ang status para makombine yung National Council, magkaroon ng enforcement group, yung NBI, PNP, at hanapin kung sino yung nagsamantala doon sa nawawalong 13 or 14 pesos na supposed to be ay binaba ng presyo ng rice na hanggang ngayon hindi pa bumababa. So, kung sasabihin merong PCC, pero matagal nang wala naman tayong nakikita. This time, meron tayong pagkakataon. Subukan natin yung enforcement group na makikreate ng National Council dito sa ating bagong batas na Anti-Agricultural Economic Sabotage Act, Mr. Chair. Pwede ba matanong yung taga-DA, NEDA, and DTI, Mr. Chair, kung anong nangyari doon sa sinasuggest natin, na i-recommend natin kay Presidente na kaagad ma-convene yung National Council para magkaroon ng task force na mag-iimbestiga at na makita natin sino ang nagsamantala doon sa kumita ng 13 or 14 pesos per kilo, Mr. Chair.
Yeah, I think we will properly dispose of that motion at the appropriate time. But in the meantime, we would just want
Yes.
everybody to, as the speaker has ordered, to hear all sides in the meantime. Yes, it will, COMSEC, please note that there is a pending motion to seek that the President form a task force to investigate kung saan napunta yung 7 pesos. Okay, Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I will be very brief. Just for housekeeping lang, Mr. Chair, in the previous hearing, we requested through the COMSEC the presence of Horizon Free Enterprise Incorporated. Are they here today? COMSEC?
Yes, Your Honor, the BOC has to confirm the whereabouts of Horizon Free Enterprise, as its given address at
number-
University Conscience Flats, Quiapo, he is not a tenant thereto.
Yes. As COMJET, as you've committed to us, you had, I think, a division that could track down this corporation.
Your Honor, according to our offices in the intelligence group, I think they were able to relay the
Invitation.
invitation to the, well, they have with us a recorded responsible officer. We require that in every customs accreditation. So there was a relay on this to the responsible officer of that corporation, which confirmed the receipt of your invitation, I guess. And so we're assuming, Mr. Chair, that they
Yes.
should
So,
be-
ASCOM, what is the reason for the discrepancy in their declaration sa address nila?
We're checking now, Your Honor, but as far as we've looked at our records, they're still in the same address. There's just I think a temporary stoppage of their operation according to them. But
So-
again, there's
so
a ver-
ASCOM,
there's a
just to-
there's a verification being conducted by the
So
intelligence.
just to be
group.
clear, kasi mali yung address na binigay. Di ba? So na-locate ninyo, pero nasa iba yung address nila.
Yung po yung address na naibigay sa amin, yun din po yung na-check namin, Your Honor.
So it is confirmed now that it is a legitimate address and a legitimate corporation.
That's how, as far as the feedback given to us, Your Honor, because we checked the address. It's just that the operation, I think, has already stopped.
But they are number one. They're the number one importer.
Yes, yes.
Paano nag-stop yung operations nila na they have 205 million kilos na sila number one dito sa list ninyo?
Yes, Your Honor. And
And they stopped operations and
they've not. What I mean is that they've not yet imported again. So we've checked on their addresses, and I think that was the explanation. Maybe there were some people who were not there when the invitation was being.
yes, but there's a certification from the barangay captain that no corporation exists. No
Yes, Your
such-
Honor. That's why we would like to ask for that, because a continuing investigation is now being conducted by the Bureau on why all of a sudden they can receive the. We've actually had the responsible officer explain this particular.
Why don't you look for them? They are from Iloilo.
Yes, Your Honor. We will actually issue a subpoena also relative to this matter for the investigation division to allow these importers to explain why that particular feedback was given to this honorable committee.
Yes. Okay. So anyway,
Chair Mark?
yes.
Chair Mark,
Yes,
have
the
you
Honorable Stan.
asked about their specific?
Yes, BPI. Is BPI here?
Well,
BPI.
Yes, they're supposed to submit their GIS, etc., di ba?
Correct, yeah. Who is representing BPI? Assistant Director Ruel? Yes, are you familiar with this corporation? Kilala mo pala, boss.
ko pa. Hindi naman kasi tinakot na natin yan. Ayaw na nga, ang problema, ayaw na nga magsipag-import. Kaya parang inaano ko lang kasi baka lalo magkaroon tayo ng problema sa simulahan.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Director Ruel, so are they is Horizon Free Enterprise Incorporated registered with BPI? At saka yung SP6, can you confirm that you've issued SPSICs for this corporation?
Yes, they are registered. And
Have you validated their address?
here our representative quarantine, Henrik, please.
Good morning, Mr. Chair. I'm Henrik Exconde from the National Plant Quarantine Services Division. Horizon Free is a licensed importer of BPI, and they submitted the documents during licensing. And we also have an inspection report conducted as one of the requirements for the license. But upon validation, since we heard from the Congress that the address given, they are not present in that address, we verified and went to their office, and it was confirmed that they are not present in the office they presented. So we issued a show cause also. We issued a show cause order to that company to explain why the discrepancy on the address they submitted to our office during licensing. So the status of their company as of today is they are suspended from the issuance and importation of rice.
So there are no pending applications for 2025?
Yes, yes, Mr. Chair.
Yes, who is the registered owner?
I'm going to check, sir, the registered owner.
So anyway, Ascomjet, may ano, 'di ba? Meron yata silang parang representative that you get to deal with, 'di ba?
There's a responsible officer, Your
Responsible
Honor,
officer, yan, no?
that I think replies to some communications.
So they
to-
have already acknowledged the invitation, that this person has acknowledged the invitation of this,
As far
this
as
committee.
we were informed, Your Honor, they acknowledged that particular communication. But again, I'll ask the intelligence group to look into it again.
Yes, please. I hope, is NBI here? Baka pwedeng, Mr. Chair, with your, pwede bang ano, anyway,
ComSec, please prepare a letter directed to the NBI to look into the particulars of this.
When was their last legit importation? Would you know? And that as of when? And when was their last legitimate importation?
Last year, between January to October, I suppose.
Nasaan si BPI? Specific naman yun dun sa specific na ginamit, di ba? So you can tell.
Yes, Mr. Chair. I'm just going to check their last record. Thank you.
baka pwede pasama na rin yung ano, their 2023, 2022 application for SPSIC.
Yes, Mr. Chair. I will include those records.
So, well, anyway, habang hinahanap, para po, in the interest of time, bibilisan ko na rin, Mr. Chair. Is Atara Marketing here? I was given the impression that we have a representative from Atara.
Oh, obviously she's a lawyer.
Unfortunately, Mr. Chair, we also invited, as mentioned earlier, two said companies, Topseed Agri and Northern Success Consumer, who are not present today. But ComSec, can you confirm that they received our invitation?
Your Honor,
Mr. Chair?
Topseed is represented by Attorney Regidor Karingal.
Yes, thank you. Well, anyway, Mr. Chair, the last time they were not invited, they were not part of our hearings. This is the first time. This is the first time, am I correct, that you have attended on behalf of your client?
Good morning, Mr. Chair. We attended previously. We attended in the previous hearings po.
The first one. The first one.
Yes, Your
So
yes,
you
Mr.
have
Chair.
complied also with the request of the submissions by the chair?
I will check with our client, Mr. Chair.
Yes,
if they have already
with
submitted
regards
the
to your
documents.
GIS, BIR records, income tax returns.
I will check with our client, Mr. Chair, and I will ensure that it will be submitted to this committee.
So,
Within the day.
yes, we will need that within the day.
So,
Just for top seed, sir, have you submitted these required documents? Sir, sa mic po, please.
Good morning, Mr. Chair, Your Honors. We will undertake, Your Honor, to submit the documents that will be required by this committee, Your Honor.
And sir, you are representing top seed.
Top seed, Your Honor. Attorney Regidor C. Caringal, Your Honor.
Sige, thank you, attorney. And for Northern? Northern Success Consumer.
Good morning, Your Honor. Mr. Chair, Your Honors. Attorney Ariel Jawid for Northern Success, Your Honor. Yes, we also commit to submit all the records as requested by this committee.
Yes, thank you. So, attorney, may I just be clarified with regards to the 2024 importation volume of...
I'm sorry, Your Honor, I'm not aware of the
Can
details.
yes, can you
I-
please...
Yes, I
Yes.
will also ask my client to provide all the pertinent records, Your Honor.
Yes, for 2022 to 2024.
I think it's only 2023, Your Honor.
2023.
Yes, and 2024.
Sige, please. I will be needing the...
Yes, Your
baka as soon as possible, attorney. Baka pwedeng mahabol mo naman. I'm just asking for the volume. The rest,
Okay, Your Honor.
sa susunod na pagkakataon na lang, attorney.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you,
So,
Your
the
Honor.
volume, baka matawag mo lang.
Volume,
please.
yes, Your Honor.
Oo. And that's also the same for top seed agri. Attorney, may I request please for the detailed volume that you imported for 2023 and 2024?
Yes, Your Honor. We will verify the records and we undertake to submit, Your Honor.
Yes, so baka pwede matawag na rin. And then
Yes.
I will get back to you later on.
Yes, Your Honor. We'll try to contact our principal, Your Honor.
Sige, please. Thank you very much. And the same for Atara Marketing?
Yes, Mr. Chair, we will submit within the day.
Yes, thank you. So I will just briefly move on, Mr. Chair. Lastly, sa rice, pasensya na po, Mr. Chair.
it's okay.
I would like to ask the rationale behind the MSRP. It was, I think, explained to us by Yusek Asis Perez in the previous hearing. And I just noticed that I think there was a price set. So ibig sabihin nandun po yung cost niya. Pero pinatong ninyo 12 pesos because of the supply chain. So, Yusek Chris, are you familiar with that?
Sir, it was based on cost analysis considering yung global rice prices, I think, ng around December, the first week of December, and also yung equivalent foreign exchange niya, based on FOB price of $667 per metric tons, lalabas in peso landed ay, including the freight and insurance, 40.846, then plus tariff payment of around 6 pesos and 6.127, estimated import parity price niya is around 49 pesos. So during a January 9 consultation with importers, traders, and retailer, initially nag-agree on a 8 to 10 pesos. So nagreklamo yung mga retailers. So nag-agree sila na about 10 pesos. So kaya come up with the 58 pesos. Pero this is for 5% premium and with the understanding na habang bumababa ang price, mag-a-adjust based on assessment ng based on the world prices, no. In fact, the secretary has instructed ASEC Bebang na may decrease in prices, maybe may expound pa ni ASEC Bebang on the moving forward yung MSRP natin.
Sige. Sige, baka marinig. Okay, baka we could hear ASEC Bebang first, Mr. Chair. Para malinawan tayo kung paano yung formula noon.
Meron po kaming formula na nasa presentation po, pa-flash na lang po siguro para mas makita po natin yung computation po of MSRP.
Hindi tayo makaalis sa discussion sa bigas.
Pero basically po kasi yung computation namin, naka-base po siya dun sa first week ng December pa na landed cost po ng rice, particularly from Vietnam. Tapos nag-add po kami dun ng mga cost based din po from NFA data.
Maybe asan yung presentation?
Yeah. So anyway, balikan ko lang si Chris kasi and ASEC Bebang. With the MSRP, di ba, you are trying, of course, to influence the supply chain, di ba? Yun yung tina-target natin eh. Na, kasi nga, di ba, we have a computation na sa presyo na, di ba, we are trying to influence dapat yung supply chain kasi masyadong malawak. So the 12 pesos mentioned by Yusek Asis in the previous hearing, masyadong malaki. Dapat doon pa lang nag-decrease na. I mean, given that you are also you are working with the the importers, the traders, the retailers. So hindi ba yun yung dapat na goal natin? Na lahat kailangan mag-adjust ng profit margins.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Lahat naman po nagkaroon po tayo ng series of meetings po with importers, retailers, traders. Yun po yung mga napag-agrihan din natin na margins. Actually, sa importer nga 150 lang, tsaka si 1 peso and 50. Noong una po nga nating margin 3 pesos, sabi po nila mataas daw yun. So 150, tapos sa in-between trader 150, and then sa retailer 5 pesos. So 8 pesos po yung parang naging agreement.
And sir, we should not look at it in a box lang na MSRP. May other initiatives naman yung to influence also the market, yung sa Rice for All and mga different variation ng Rice for All. That's the more lower price. Kasi dito, the Secretary wants to control talaga ito kasi yung direct na nag-import na premium, halos premium naman kasi yung import nila, na bakit nag-import sila at 15, hindi pa rin bumaba. But hindi lang naman ito yung tinitingnan natin, andyan pa rin naman yung ibang programa ng gobyerno like the Rice for All, which will eventually expand and will try to influence yung price on the supply. So that's...
Yes, pero hopefully, I think the structure should be
But I think there's a plan na to decrease na sir.
Oo, dapat
by March.
Kasi nga, like I elaborated lang, Constella, briefly lang, as I elaborated nung last hearing rin, ang daming dinadaanan. So lahat gusto kumita. We have to shorten the supply chain. So yun yung pressure that we have to put to them, di ba? Di ba? So bawasan natin. Hindi pa masyado mataas sa akin, 58 is too much.
Yes.
So, Kong Stella, Mr. Chair.
So, Mr. Chair, pareho tayong concern. So, okay, naiintindihan po namin kung ano ang inyong goal, di ba? MSRP para babaan ang presyo. Yan naman ang ultimate goal. First concern, hindi natin alam kung tama ang pag-compute, di ba? Kasi sa dami ng ina-add ninyo, hindi natin alam kung tama ba ang information sa bawat step of the way. Number 2, alam naman natin na pwede naman direct, di ba? You can actually minimize certain steps along the value chain, 'di ba? Pwede naman direkta from the farmer, direct na kaagad sa retailer, pwede 'yon. Pero by adding all of those intermediate steps, parang ninyong inaalaw, parang ganon, right? Okay, kaya po dumadagdag. Sandali lang po, tatapusin ko. Number 3, and in the end, naging 58, magkano po? 48, 50, naging malaking number. Okay, so if it is a big number, this is a competition concern, bigger than usual. Di ba? Kanina may kwento po ako sa inyo na doon po sa Barangay Malanday, sa Marikina, merong isang maliit na retailer nakabenta at 38. Pag ang ending, yung MSRP is higher than what actually prevails in the market, ang nangyayari is they now collude around the higher MSRP. Sasabihin ng mga retailers, allowed naman pala ang MSRP na 58 o tayong lahat magbenta na lang tayo at 58. Kahit na, kaya naman pala nila magbenta at 38. Kumbaga po, naging government endorsed collusion. Yun po ang usual na sinasabi na problema kapag naglalagay tayo ng MSRP. Sa akin po, simple lang naman, why not? Katulad po ng ginagawa ko, mag-monitor po kayo. Transparency ang approach. Hanapin ninyo sa bawat lugar. Sa bawat lugar. Sabitan nyo na sampagita yung retailer na nakakabenta ng pinakamababang presyo. Dito sa Marikina, ang retailer na to nakabenta 38 for this month. Bigyan nyo ng premyo. Ilista ninyo sa buong NCR. Ito ang pinakamababang retailer sa bawat lugar. By transparency, nakita namin sa buong NCR, ito pala ang lowest sa buong NCR. Nakita po namin ang minimum, ang best minimum sa buong NCR for this particular period. Actual po yun, hindi pa kayo nag-compute. Yun lang po, hindi na kayo nag-debate, di ba po? Kasi actual po yun. So, ako for me, that's the simplest and at least hindi na kayo mahihirapan na mag-determine ng method.
Yes, Yusek Chris, si Asik Bebang, Mr. Chair.
Yes, ma'am. We take note po of, lalo na po yung sa suggestion na we put incentives din for those who are really selling it really low. But based din po sa monitoring natin, ma'am, yung pong 58 kasi talaga, yun po yung imported 5% premium. Ngayon po, sa pagmamonitor natin, 2 na lang pong brands actually nakikita natin na nasa 58 na range na yan. And lahat po halos ng 30 markets na minomonitor natin ngayon, nagko-comply na po sila dun sa 58 MSRP. Meron po mga 25% broken na imported, nasa range po sila ng 50 to 55. Bumaba na rin po talaga. And the Secretary is also going, we are going to come out nga po with rules as to labeling po and branding because yan po yung ginagamit din nila lalo na po sa retail hindi po kasi natin ma-determine agad-agad kung imported o local po yung bigas. Lahat po halos ngayon konti na lang po yung nakikita nating imported, halos lahat binabranding na po nila ng local kasi wala pong MSRP yun. So yun po yung gusto nating ipalabas sana soon. Meron po tayong prepare na po na rules on this, on branding and labeling para po mas madali rin po nating ma-monitor yung paglalagay po natin ng MSRP as masigurado po natin na yun po yung imported na premium talaga. So doon naman po sa pagmo-monitor natin na halos ngayon po every week po na sa labas po kami ni Secretary na nag-iikot po tayo sa mga major palengke dito sa Metro Manila. Nakikita po talaga natin na nagko-comply po. Pero yun nga, ang nakikita rin po namin is because yung sa branding and labeling ang medyo hindi pa natin na-establish, yun yung kailangan natin establish soon para po lahat ng measures that we are doing now, including po itong MSRP, ay mas ma-implement po natin na mas efficient. And masigurado po talaga natin na yung MSRP is only for the imported nga po and na 5%.
Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair.
Yes,
Mr. Chair, so ang suggestion niyo po, ang MSRP natin is 58.
Yun po yung MSRP natin sa 5% imported premium.
Opo, kasi napakataas po nun eh. Para ang nangyayari po, ang gobyerno ang nagbibigay ng pahintulot na ibenta to sa mataas dahil yun ang legal. So hindi po tayo talaga bababa. Kasi sa atin sa gobyerno nanggagaling po yung MSRP na 58 eh. Napakataas po masyado niyan. Di ba?
Chair,
Yes, si Kong Steve.
maybe you want to answer Congresswoman's question first, and I'll just add.
Yes, yung pong 58 na rin po, ang sabi rin po ng DA, every 2 weeks po i-review namin yan. And the Secretary has also declared that the plan is, hindi po kasi namin agad mabababa talaga ng mas mababa sa 58. Dahil nga po itong presyo na to ay based pa previous months pa. Kasi hindi naman po agad darating yung bigas na yan eh. Kumbaga kung yan po yung rate natin, kumbaga meron pang mga stocks yan. So we need ang ano naman ni Secretary is the market needs to adjust din. So yung 58 po, ang ano din niya, he has declared na on coming week, next week po, ibababa po na niya yan sa 55 and then 2 weeks after, as long as the trend nga po is pababa based on world market.
Yes, Asik Bebang, question lang because there is no difference ang supply.
Sir, it's for premium rice talaga na DPA.
Oh, yes,
It's
but I
not
understand.
for regular milled
Kasi
or
parang
well-milled rice.
I understand, but my question is every 2 weeks.
Every
There
2
is no
weeks.
difference in the delivery ng isang buwan. So ibig sabihin,
Sir,
why even bother going to this price? Dapat lower na, diretso mo na. In
Ayun
2
nga
weeks
po,
time,
parang-
diretsoin nyo na.
Yun nga po, parang kailangan din po kasi ng market na mag-adjust. Kailangan din niyang ma-dispose yung mga existing stocks na nabili niya rin ng mas mataas. Depende po dun sa MS.
I think what should be clear is the people should know that ito talaga dapat yung presyo. Di ba? So, dapat diretso na tayo sa price na yun. Why? So, ibig sabihin, may pagbibigyan tayong, pagbigyan mong kumita muna yung additional kita, but the price is just the same, di ba? Sa
Tsaka Mr.
computations.
Chair, parang yung stock po niya, siya na nagdedeklara kung anong presyo ang dapat na mag-prevail sa market. Parang sumusunod tayo dun sa stock niya, hindi yung sa dapat na mabili ng sambayan ng Pilipino. Bakit siya nag-stock ng marami? Tapos tayo magsasuffer. Di ba? Kasalanan yun, nag-stock siya ng
Tsaka,
madami.
yes, kung stock issue, how much has already landed? 4.2 million metric tons landed. Di ba? Nandito na yun. So, what delays are we talking about?
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Kong Steve, before si Asik Bebang.
yeah, I just have a last meeting, may isang USEC na nabanggit po niya, di ba, mag-experiment ang DA with the MSRP for premium rice. Tapos nabanggit namin dito na why not do an MSRP for premium, for, 25% broken, 50% broken. So you have prices from premium to the lower grades of rice. So those that, need the rice, the poor, no, they can benefit from an immediate decline in rice prices. Hindi lang yung premium, maski yung mediocre at yung lower prices of rice. Ang sabi ni USEC, they're studying, kalimutan ko yung pangalan, they are studying that option to put MSRPs on all those categories of rice. And just to add, what Congresswoman Ditsi said is, if you do it week per week and bring down the price, it takes a long time for retail prices to come down. Prices are sticky when it comes to that level. So if you do it week per week, it's going to take a long time before it feeds into the market. Thank you.
Yes, so Asik Bebang.
Yes, sir. Meron po talaga tayong ginagawa ngayon dun sa paglalagay po ng MSRP per category. Meron po tayong lalabas na rules on that. Kasama nga po dun yung sa branding, sa packaging, sa retail, yung paglalagay po ng prices sa shelf talkers, yung mga nakatusok po ng mga pricing, kasama po yun.
Sige, baka, anyway, can I get a written na lang? Parang
So how many weeks has this been in place? Itong MSRP ninyo, Mr. Chair?
Nag-start po siya January 20.
January 20.
So 1 week, technically 1 week.
Oh, so ano na ang effect?
Yun nga, Mr. Chair, napag-monitor po natin sa mga palengke ngayon, wala na po tayo nakikitang 60 o 62, 64. Ang pinakamababa na po na imported na premium nga po ay nasa 58. May range po yan, 56 to 58 po. Ang nakikita po natin na, yun nga po yung sa 5% imported. Yung mga imported naman po na 25%, ayun, nagre-range po 50 to 55 ang price nila. Pero yun nga po, napapansin namin, nagmamark po yung ating mga retailers na halos local na yung nakadisplay kasi nga po yung local yung walang MSRP. Sa imported
Ibig sabihin, hindi na nila nilalabas yung premium.
Meron pa rin, ma'am, pero kumbaga lahat yun, tinatag na nila as local.
Anyway, Asik, can we get a written explanation? How the mechanics works? How did you come up with the ano? Pahingin naman ng written na lang to be submitted to the committee so we could get a better appreciation.
Yes, Your Honor.
And sana po, paki-note lang po lahat ng aming serious concerns on the MSRP. It's a very, maniwala po kayo, serious concern po dahil nga parang sa buong history, economic history ng ating bansa, parang, ewan ko, ito si Chair Joey, mas maalam siguro I've not really noted na naging effective na ba ang, ito, tanongin natin ang PCC. Nagkaroon na ba, PCC would know? PCC? Would you know, or si Attorney Christian, or naging effective na ba ang pag-implement ng suggested retail price sa pag-control ng presyo?
Mr. Chair, we can get back to you na lang po. We'll check on this.
Is Attorney Christian there with you?
Lumabas lang po saglit, Mr. Chair.
Anyway, Mr. Chair,
I think maraming hanging.
Mr. Chair, we'll do the letter and then we'll also inform the Secretary about these discussions and sentiments of the Honorable Congressman and the members of this committee about the MSRP.
yes. Just for clarity, Mr. Chair, Asik Bebang, you meant nasa newspaper, the target is 49 by when? 49 pesos sa MSRP?
March po, first week ng March.
First week ng March.
But that's for DT8. Yun kasi lang iklaro nyo na this is pertains to DT8.
Mr. Chair, ito yung mga naglalagay Coco Pandan, mga ganon na
Yes,
yung
oo.
mga DT8
Oo.
na
Pero again,
premium
I
talaga.
look forward to the yung categorized, 'di ba? Na kasi may mga lesser premium rice na like Thailand, 'di ba? May lesser premium na
Majority.
Okay.
So thank you, Mr. Chair. I do not wish to belabor the point.
Ang MSRP po natin is 58, di ba? And that is for premium brand natin. So paano nyo madidetect na yung retailer po natin, yung binebenta niya ay local lang, pero binebenta niya doon sa price na premium, na 58. Kasi yun ang allowed natin eh. So maring nandun po, hindi po natin sinasabi sa lahat, pero baka po may pagsasamantala, local lang pala, pero yung presyo niya ay ginagawa po niya 58 because that is allowed by the government. That is the MSRP of the government. So wala tayong makikita talaga na mura. Kasi yun po inalaw ninyo, pinahintulutan natin eh, ng government eh.
Okay, I hope that's the last. Yes,
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
I
Good
hope
mo-
that you don't need any response, huh?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good morning, everyone. Talking of MSRP, in the power sector, yan po yung problema noon sa oil natin. Dati ang Department of Energy nagsasabi na next week, ito yung ano. So, ginagaya lang po ng ano, sa wholesale electricity spot market natin, naglagay ng price cap yung ERC, 52 pesos. Ay di, sinagad nila ng 52 pesos, kaya binago na naman yung role. So, I agree with some of the concern of my colleagues na kapag kanilagay mo yan, tingnan mo yung Department of Energy ngayon, hindi na nila binabanggit kung magkano. Ang sinasabi lang nila, maybe next Wednesday, there is an upward or downward movement. Wala na pong amount. They have the computation, pero hindi na nila binabanggit kasi noon, binabanggit nila na aakyat po yan ng from 50 pesos per liter to 60. Ay kahit yung iba, may nagbibenta, kaya nilang ibenta ng 52, ay sinagad nila ng 60. So ngayon, yung sa ERC, balikan ko sa kuryente, ay nagkaroon ng secondary price cap. Anong ibig sabihin ng secondary price cap? 52 dati, no? But sa ngayon, pag ito yung conditions, 31 na lang. 31. Biruin mo yung ano niya. So, I believe, Mr. Chair, kailangang i-reevaluate ng Department of Energy yung paglalagay ng specific amount per kilo. Maybe, di kan monitor kung ito tama ba, kung wala naman sa authority ninyo na sitahin yung specific na retailer or importer. So maybe that's one of the amendment, no? That we are going to do with your charter. Now, Mr. Chair, marami pong nakahang dito na ano. Last November 26, Mr. Chair, the chair, no, directed the NBI, no, to investigate doon sa role ng mga middlemen on the allegation of rice manipulation. Nandito po ba yung NBI? Kasi we keep on adding additional subject matters. Pero yung nauna, wala tayong resulta.
No, we have notes of the previous hearings, and I think maybe next time we should provide everyone. But since, just to directly answer you, may I call on the NBI? They are around to please take microphone.
May initial na ba tayo?
No, let's. Where are you? Please raise your hand.
Dapat kasi, Mr. Chair, result-oriented tayo dito sa ano
Yeah,
natin, sa mga hearing.
Yeah, but I cannot prevent everyone from. Everyone is given a chance to ventilate their understanding of the problem as well as the possible solutions. So,
Mr. Chair, nabanggit sa ano, na
once he's here, we will ask him to answer.
PCC. So,
PCC is here.
may inotos kayo, may inotos yung committee last November 26 na hearing. Kung natandaan ninyo, ano po yung ni-require ng committee na gagawin po ninyo?
Christian,
Sige, while waiting for the NBI, PCC muna.
NBI is here.
Para lang malaman natin kung baka for compliance lang na nag-attend kayo dito. Kasi
Sir, NBI is here. Then after NBI, Christian. But Christian, I think the answer there is very short.
Yes, Chair, we submitted the reports already, and then we also have other confidential reports that we can submit.
So, they have already complied, Mr. Chair, but the report is confidential. Am I correct in my understanding na they have already complied with the November 26 directive of the committee? You have already complied?
Yes, yes, Chair.
Okay, thank you for that, NBI. PCC, you are also required to investigate the rice supply chain.
No, that's PCC. Now we have NBI.
PCC. So, NBI, may natapos na tayo dito.
Sir?
Mr. Chair, I'm Attorney Donald Hernandez. While we are waiting for the Attorney Mark Santiago of our Anti-Organized Crime Division who investigated this smuggling, is already coming.
Can you also remind him to, if he has any information with respect to Horizon Ventures? Horizon Free Enterprise. Horizon without an H. Orison. Sir, can you tell your boss?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I
Thank you.
will tell my boss.
So you have any further?
I have further inquiry, Mr. Chair. The Department of Agriculture is tasked to monitor prices of particularly rice. Now, may I ask the Department of Agriculture, do you have a protocol or a policy or a circular or any issuances by the department in as far as the detailed step-by-step process on how to monitor? Saan kayo nagmula? How to monitor the prices? Mayroon po bang department circular yan?
Before that, the price monitoring functions were all transferred to PSA. So their BAS actually was dissolved. So they no longer have Bureau of Agricultural Statistics. So I think one of the main recommendations after this is to restore some sort of, at least, the capacity of the DA to monitor prices, supplies, etc. Because napilayan sila dahil we concentrated all statistics with PSA and we in fact dissolved BAS, transferred it to PSA. So that's why we have PSA in every meeting for the past 5 meetings. So, but still, I think they have, the DA has a group that monitors the prices.
Mr. Chair, may I turn my question to the PSA? Kasi kayo na pala yung nagmumonitor. First observation, when you submit to this committee, no, the most important data that we need, wag naman yung kailangan pa natin ng microscope para mabasa. Ang hinahanap po natin dito yung price monitoring, pero anong ginawa nyo dito sa presentation ninyo? Kailangan natin, naghanap ako kanina ng microscope, hindi ko mabasa eh. Tingnan ang representation ninyo, napakaliit. Yung presyo ang hinahanap natin, pero hindi mo mabasa. So, may I ask PSA, since you are now in charge of monitoring, do you have the list of all the importers? Kasi doon dapat magsimula yun eh. Do you have the list of all the importers of rice? Kasi itong importation ang problema natin. Kasi kung kani-kanino tayo naghahanap ng ng kung sinong importer, dapat may listahan kayo.
Mr. Chair, we would like to apologize for the format or template of the presentation. We took note of that recommendation to enlarge the font next time. As for the list of importers, we get the data from the BOC.
O, kita mo, dalawang agency na ang involved. So, kung kayo ang mandated to monitor, dapat may data kayo na what if yung BOC din, hindi din kompleto. So, mayroon na tayong problema doon sa supply chain. Now, ilang importers ba yung number of importers na nakuha ninyo galing sa BOC?
Mr. Chair, what we get is the whole list of the, not just for rice, but for all the commodities that being...
Ilan nga yung nandyan sa inyo? Then, we will segregate that. And as far as the rice is concerned, ilan yung importers ng rice?
What we release kasi, Mr. Chair, is the trade statistics, official trade statistics, but hindi po kami allowed maglabas ng detailed or listahan.
So, hindi kayo allowed na maglabas ng listahan. I am not asking the specific importers. I am only asking the number.
I will have to check the
If truly you have that data, bakit hindi niya maibigay yung number? Ilan? Ang hindi ko po tinatanong, Mr. Chair, kung sino-sino yung importer. Ang tinatanong ko lang, ilan ba yung importers? Kasi doon tayo mag-umpisa pag-monitor eh. Kung ito nag-import ba o hindi, kasi doon natin kinukuha yung mga presyo nila sa importasyon. Kasi we're talking here of bottom line, presyo. Kung wala kayo niyan, paano nyo minomonitor? Sa palengke na naman kayo kumukuha ng data.
We have the list. It comes from BOC also. But the PSA, so everybody is willing to give them data. They're covered by certain data privacy.
Mr. Chair.
Just like census, they cannot.
Mr. Chair, the point I am raising, no, bottom line dito, dapat makita natin. Kasi comparable din to sa power industry. Ilang importers yung coal? Kaninong planta sinupply yung coal na fuel, diesel? Ngayon, yung planta, no, nire-require ng ERC yan because I am not saying na fully comparable sila kasi regulated po yung power except sa generation. In their case, this is law of supply and demand, deregulated. Pero dapat man lang mayroon tayong data sa lahat ng importer on a monthly or quarterly basis. Magkaroon tayo ng data, sino yung doon sa 10 importers na nasa listahan, ilan ba yung nag-import for the first quarter? Ano yung mga presyo? Do we have any agency, Mr. Chair, na authorized by law na makuha yung mga data na yon? Yung amount ng importation? Yes. Do we have an agency on that,
Yes,
Mr. Chair?
the BOC.
Oh, so, sa tingin ko, Mr. Chair, no, this should be a whole of government approach. Kasi kung magkanya-kanya, nagtuturoan, dapat ma-consolidate natin yung data from importation, no, hanggang sa dito sa mga middleman, magkano, para mahimay talaga natin. Bakit umaabot ng, bakit sinasabi ni DA na MSRP namin ay 58? Kasi, sa palagay ko, yung supply chain, kailangan nating mahimay magkano per chain. Magkano. Like in the power industry, ganun lang din yun eh. Magkano yung generation, magkano yung transmission, magkano yung distribution, plus VAT, etc. This is the effective rate. So, hindi naman po magkakaiba yun. So, the point I am raising, Mr. Chair, is kailangan nating makonsolidate lahat yung mga kanya-kanyang agency. Maybe they can execute, no? MOA or MOU para may isang tagahawak. Pero, nandyan lahat yung data. Kasi kung kanya-kanya, every hearing, magtuturoan sila na kinukuha namin sa BOC. Sabi ng BOC, hindi naman lahat ng nasa listahan nag-import ngayon. That's why dapat malaman natin kung 10 yan, ilan yung nag-import sa first quarter, sa second quarter, magkano, saan galing, Sinong agency ang in charge sa paghimay? Is it PSA o di? Lahat na mga agency na may ambag sa monitoring, ipasa nyo lahat sa PSA yan. PSA will gather the data, ihimay niya, ibigay niya sa Department of Agriculture kasi sila ang pumupunta sa palengke. So, that's my take, Mr. Chair. Maraming salamat po.
Okay, thank you very much.
Mr. Chair, may interject lang po. Short lang po. Mr. Chair. To close. Yes. Okay. Mr. Chair, tama naman po yung